Hello, welcome to Grown and Social. I'm your man Beatbox, along with your co-host Jenny J. Joining
Hey
us to
everyone,
thank you, Miss Jenny J. You doing good today?
I'm doing good.
That's good. We got our panelists here. We got Clint.
What up? What up?
All right, and we got the fabulous. You want to tell them what your name is?
Lynnette.
Is it just Lynnette? You haven't got like you haven't got like a. So tell them about what you're going to be doing here with your. Before the show, we were talking about your company, and then you're going to be doing a retreat. To kick off your website. Like, is it just going to be Lynette, or is there anything like extraordinaire you got planned, or
No, I'm just Lynette Marie.
all right?
Um, we're putting some things together. So we're going to be doing a little countdown. So if they want to know the big things that are coming, they are going to have to tune in to us every Friday
Hmm.
till we surprise them with that news. But my company is Joy Journey, and Joy Journey is all about helping people find their joy journeys, and that's finding their miracle mindset. It's helping people find the lives they love and live out loud. And so I am putting something pretty amazing together that I will be launching on June 1st. That is going to be an amazing opportunity for people who want to know where all the healed folks at. I'm going to bring all of them together. So get ready.
All right. I was thinking something like Lynette the Beauty. All right, because
No,
your TikTok
because
feed
you know
comes
that
through. Your
that gets
TikTok
all
feed
of
comes
the
through late for
trolls to
me.
come through and be like, she ain't that beautiful, she ain't that cute, but even though to me beauty is more than face value, it's something internally. It's a attitude, it's behavior, it's how you treat other people. That's what makes you beautiful.
Yeah,
Anybody can have a pretty face.
I seen that TikTok. It came through, but it's like a 3 day delay where you're talking about beauty, and it was interesting, but it did come through my feed, so I figured I'd mention it and then also mention what you got coming through the pipeline. Because that's what we do. We support each other around here. So
Mhm. I'm putting
tonight,
it together. We got to find out. I'm wanting perfect because I want to make sure that what people experience in the next 12 months is life changing. So tell them they're gonna have to stay tuned. We're
and
gonna
I'm pretty,
release it June
I'm,
1st.
I'm pretty sure you're gonna be successful with it. So yeah, Jenny, we looking forward to going on one of those trips,
We
right?
are
We gonna.
looking forward to going to it. And as Lynette said, when we're talking backstage, it's not only for um, marriages or people who are in a relationship. It's for anybody who want to get with like-minded people who are emotionally well and you can interact with without drama. So we're definitely looking forward to that experience.
All right. Well, tonight's show, we're going to be asking the question: can men and women have a friendly relationship? So, it's been argued over and over again. Tonight, we're going to give our thoughts on the subject and see if it is possible for men and women to have a friendly relationship, just be kind of friends without any of the touchy feely stuff. But before we get into that, I just want to remind everyone to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy what you hear from us every week. If you're watching the replay on TikTok, please be sure to click the link in the bio. There you can find the Linktree, and that'll have the YouTube link in it. And then you can catch us every Friday night at 10 p.m. Of course, we're also podcasting now on Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Pocket Cast, Stitcher, Pandora, Castbox, and Google Podcasts. Those also are inside of my link tree. So if you can't watch and you can listen, please be sure to give us a listen on your favorite podcast. All right. So, men and women, is it possible for men and women to have a relationship? Jenny, have you
So
ever had a male friend?
an adult male, when I wasn't married, I think would have been somebody that had some kind of intention that I had friend zoned. So, do I think they can't that we can't be friends? I think men and women can have healthy friendships. What I do think is that we have to look at, and I like to talk about young children. Young children don't have bias. When they meet you, they basically see you for who you are. They don't see you as a boy or a
Right.
girl.
Hmm.
The older we get, the more we start having a concept of gender and what our roles are. And we start thinking, this is how a male interacts with a female, and this is how a female interacts with a male. It becomes a little bit more sticky when people are in committed relationships or are married and they have
Exactly.
relationships
Yeah. How you gonna put
with
someone in a friend zone if you're married? I mean, is
no.
that like a thing?
No,
Is
I'm
that a
saying
thing?
when I was married. Well, I think you can. I think you can.
They gotta
I
go to the
think,
friend zone, right?
yeah, I think you can. I think what would happen is he wants to be in a friend zone because he wants to be your confidant. He wants to be that person when you have issues in your relationship who you go to, or she wants to
Well,
be that person.
but let me just back up though, Jenny. So let me ask you to define, what do you define as a friend?
Okay, so typically I would say a friend is somebody you can confide in. But
Okay.
I want to qualify that with if you're in a committed relationship, your first friend or your primary friendship should be in that relationship.
Okay.
So the
Yep.
issue is when you make your primary friend um, the other person outside of the relationship.
Then it becomes a
So,
problem. Or
right.
someone can get
So,
jealous. It's a whole
right.
host of things. That's just a couple.
Right. So what I'm saying is, I think what ends up happening is once people become of a certain age, and we start talking about relationships, and we start talking about how we function in relationships, there is kind of a unclear area around how you should function in a friendship with the opposite sex, right?
Right.
And I think one of the things might need to clarify tonight is to help people to, you want to keep those friendships. You shouldn't be an isolated human being. You shouldn't be like, oh, I'm married now, everybody's gone. You know,
But that's how it happens a lot of times, though,
yeah, I
because
think it happened. I think it happens like that because if you start having children, having a life, your friends are not married, they're
right,
having a different life. Yeah, you might those friendships just they frazzle away, and then you have a hard time going out with the girls or going out with the boys or going to Costa Rica
yeah, you
on
have a
a
hard time.
trip.
You have a hard time being a friend, right? I mean, isn't
Right,
that what a friend is? That does all that thing. You give them the time.
right,
You confide in them, But then again, it gets to where you're kind of busy just doing other stuff.
right. But I think in relationships, men are territorial, and I think women too. Not all of us are in that space where we're like, okay, I need to know that you're primarily my friend, that you know, we're primarily friends. You don't have a primary friendship outside of the relationship. So, but I do think there is a structure you can create in your relationship to have secondary friends outside of it.
Okay.
That's what I think.
And so, and we'll come back. We'll come back
Okay.
to pick up from right there. But Clint, what do you define like? I just want to talk about friendships right now. Before we even get to whether or not a man and a woman could be a friend, what do you define as a friendship? Not even thinking about the male or female, just like what is a friendship?
Friendship is
Or what do you see
some,
as a friendship? Sorry.
something you can trust, something you can believe in, something you can talk to, rely on, depend on, that sort of thing.
Okay.
That's what I consider a friend. You know, someone
So
is unconditional. Is not judgmental. You know, they're kind of in that neutral.
So, do you think that there is potentially a difference between friendships between a woman and a man?
Is there a difference?
I mean, because everything you just got finished saying, trustworthiness, someone
Right.
that's there.
Um, I don't think there's a difference. I think it's the level of friendship they have, that these two people have. So if there's an understanding and there's that clear understanding, let me put it like that, that clear understanding, then yeah, two people can be friends, whether they're males or females, or male and female or whatever, whether they're in a relationship or not, you know.
So there's a clear understanding that it's just a friendship.
Right. I mean,
Okay.
when you go and meet somebody, I mean, it's not like, I go to the bar and I see Lynnette and I just go over there and start talking to her and say, hey, you know what this is. It's panty time. You know, you don't do that. You going up, you're trying to build a rapport, a friendship, so to speak. Because if you're not being friends and you're not talking, then it's nothing but a hookup. And that's already understood from the start.
Gotcha. So, Lynette, I'm curious to see what you think of friendship. What do you think is a pure friendship? Excluding male, female.
Well, I think when people think about friendship, they make it a linear process. And I don't think that it's linear. I think friends have lanes, and there are different kind of friends, and there are friendship shifts, meaning what I may do with you as a friend today may shift if something in my life shifts that requires that. So when I think of a man as my friend, and I'm not talking about a man that is being my friend with the hopes of gaining my trust to be more, but somebody who is genuinely my friend, and I have two of those, like somebody that is genuinely my friend. This is somebody who understands and accepts. I know people will argue, well, you don't know what they think in their mind, or if they had the opportunity to sleep with you, they would, maybe. But to me, a friend is somebody that understands the boundaries, respects those boundaries. My friend is going to respect my boundaries. I'm going to respect their boundaries. And we have a level of trust as the foundation of that relationship. And so we talk to each other about things. My best friend was not married when I met him. He is married now. I should have pulled him to watch this podcast because I'm calling him out. But we have never been intimate. We used to hang out. I used to go see him every time I went back home to visit. But now that he has a wife, I don't call it 10 o'clock at night. I don't go visit him when I get home. That is inappropriate. And guess what? Because he is my genuine friend, his wife is also my best friend junior. Like, that's my best friend, and the wife is best friend junior. And I love her equally, and took the intentionality to build a relationship with her to let her know that I am not in any way trying to be a threat or a threat. I don't think I could be anyway because she's amazing. But point of the story is I did my work to make sure she knew that, like, I don't need to be his friend individually. Now he has somebody that we co-friends.
Right.
We are friends together. So
Exactly.
I absolutely think that men and women can be friends, but it tones down to if people are being honest with themselves and if you're being honest with each other, about what that friendship is about. And a real friend is going to be happy if they need to adjust, because that is the reality of male-female relationships. You both potentially may be partners that may not be comfortable with y'all Tuesday movie dates. So you may have to give those up. Or maybe it becomes couples night now. Y'all both got, partners and y'all doing it together. Whatever the case, I absolutely believe that it can exist. But I'm not going to play on this podcast and act like it's not rare and act like it's not difficult.
Okay. So, Jenny, we kind of jumped into, men and women.
Right.
So along the line of, a man and a woman being a friend, do you think there is a difference between how your female friends are versus your male friends, like the way you treat them, the expectations, the level of commitment, the openness?
The thing is that I think that if you have a long-standing relationship with somebody, there is always going to be a difference in how you treat them.
Okay.
And I do know that you have people who are thinking differently. They have an agenda. And so I think most people, male or female, has an idea of who has an agenda and who doesn't.
And when you say agenda, what do you mean by that? You mean like, because there's all different types of agendas. You can have an agenda to want to have a physical relationship. You can have an agenda to where you want to meet certain people. You can have an agenda to where this person is connected to certain individuals that you want to be connected to. There's all different types of agendas.
Right.
Which one specifically are you?
So I'm saying they have an agenda to
getting the panties.
to have more than a friendship, right? And so I think that if you have a friend and you are now in a relationship or you have a primary partner that is, you've decided that this is the person you're married. If you know that this person sees you any other way apart from a platonic friendship, I feel like you have to either let them know that you're no longer going to accommodate them or entertain them.
Okay.
However, I do think that I don't think there's a difference with how you function with men and women. I think the concept is that you actually think about the type of relationship you have. What is the basis? Are you friends from work? Are you friends from childhood? Are you just friends from interests that you have? And then from that, I think you function. I don't think you function different with a male or a female. Some women might say that they're like, with my girls, I do this. Of course, I wouldn't want you to, take pictures of underwear that you bought and send it to your male friend.
Right.
That kind of is like, But I think you could say, yeah, I went to, this store and I found whatever. If that's the type of friendship you have, where he will entertain that conversation. But I still think if you're married or in a committed relationship, I still don't think you should be talking about your underwear.
Oh, please don't. Oh, please don't. Please don't.
Right?
No.
Some people
can
might
be misconstrued to the fullest. You're talking about extreme left.
Right, right.
But y'all just got finished saying that friendships were, being true. Clint, you yourself just said, what I'm saying, being able to speak your mind.
But your better half, or getting to be your better half, if they don't know you like that,
so you think it's the boundaries that Lynnette was talking about earlier? You got, as part of those boundaries, you got to set to say, hey, we can be cool and we can talk about this and that, but we're not going to talk about our underclothes.
Yeah, exactly. And you got to make sure that you talk to your friend, and you should be able to talk to your friend, like really what you're dealing with. I have this funny story. I'm a storyteller, right? I'm a storyteller, so I'm always going to tell a story. Our readers going to figure that out really soon. In my apartment building, I live in Atlanta in a pretty, professional-minded apartment building. And I was friends with two individuals. I was literally friends with both of them. I met them both maybe a week apart. Equally friends, one a woman, one a man. And the man I had zero romantic interest in, so much zero romantic interest in, I tried to introduce him to another friend. But